Hello everyone, welcome to 3ddesignercam.com. In this lesson, I'm going to show you guys how patch planning impacts filleting. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so this is the base surface that I have, and I'm going to show you guys how to fillet this using two different techniques. So let's go ahead and grab a curve. I'm just going to strike a line from here to here. Now this would be a very standard way of just putting a patch in here, because of course we do have to fill that in. So I'm just going to give it a little crown like this, and let's go ahead and do a rail. So it's going to be 1 and 1, and you'll see that the surface forms like this. So I'm just going to put a fillet between all of these. So first of all, I'm just going to delete the construction history, and for situations like these, I would prefer these surfaces to have a bigger fillet. So I'm going to do that one first. But because this is just one surface over here, I'm just going to go ahead and untrim it and retrim it. I'm just going to say keep over here so that all the edges line up. And after that, I'm just going to go ahead and do a surface fillet. It's going to be existing theoretical G2, and let's see how big this one needs to be. So I'm going to start with 30. I don't know how big this, oh, okay, so a lot bigger than that. So I'm going to say maybe 100, 200. I think that's pretty good. And I'm going to do the same thing over here like that. So nice smooth fillet over here, and I'm just going to go ahead and delete the construction history, and I'm going to put a fillet between these two. But of course, in order to do that, I do need to untrim it like this, and let's go ahead and extend this one over here like that. I'm going to trim that one over here. Now, because this also needs a fillet, but you'll see that this is actually going to end up a Y fillet. So let's go ahead and put a fillet there over. So I'm going to say build theoretical, and this one is going to be a little bit smaller. So let's try 50, and let's see if that's enough or if it's too big. So I'm just going to put one in. 50, I would say it's a little bit too big. So what I'm going to do is try to get it a little bit smaller so that at least it continues up to this point. So let's shrink it little by little. So 40, 30, let's go 20. Now, of course, if a design team is requiring a fillet that is bigger, of course, you do have to follow that. But for this demonstration, I think this is totally fine. All right, so of course, this is missing a surface over here. So I'm just going to go ahead and patch that in. So I'm just going to grab a curve over here, and I'm just going to make it 2 degrees like this. And I'm just going to align this one over here like that. I'm just going to make it G2, and that should be good. Okay, so let's go ahead and project over here. I don't need this curve anymore, so I'm just going to delete that, and I'm going to just patch this in with the square. Oh, looks like it's a little bit short, so what I do need to do is untrim it, get rid of this COS over here because that's causing this to have a break in the middle. And I'm just going to trim it back, and let's go ahead and do all square. So it's going to 1, 2, 3, and 4 like this. It's going to 1 is going to be curvature, 4 is going to be curvature, and 3 is going to be curvature. But of course, there are too many spans, so I'm just going to turn explicit control 5 and 5. And it looks like the CV structure is not so good, so I'm just going to try and use boundary bit. That looks pretty good. I think this one is popping out a little bit more, too much, but not too bad. Okay, of course, I would prefer everything to be curvature, so let's see if I can get to it. If I can, great. If not, I'll have to see if I can at least get tangent on all sides. Well, I do have curvature. I do have tangent on all sides, but well, let's try to get curvature here. So I'm just going to say position influence to max. Looks like that allows me to get curvature. That's still curvature there. It's green. This one's not, but looks like it's a very local. So let's see if I can just pull the CV over here and see, try to get it. So I'm just going to get this one. It's going to be 5,000. And let's see if I can get curvature. I think I should be able to. Okay, so it looks like it's starting to increase over here. So I'm just going to keep it at this point over here, and let's see if I can adjust any of the other CVs and try to get it. Looks like it might be a little bit difficult. It probably needs actually adjustment on this one, but the problem is I prefer not to do that because that has a little bit too much impact. So you know what? I think I'm just going to leave it a tangent. That's good enough. All right, that's our word. Let's go ahead and make it. Well, actually trim that surface. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a fillet through here. Now, but there is a bit of a problem. And the problem comes, so I'm just going to say existing theoretical over here. I'm going to grab all these surfaces over here. I'm just going to pick this one. But you see, because this surface and this surface is curvature, if I try to pick all of these, it picks it on one surface. And I cannot actually make a fillet all the way through. So in this case, what you have to do is you just have to, well, I'm going to untrim. And I'm just going to go ahead and extend the COS over here, and I'm just going to trim it over here. So now, because everything is positional between this surface and this surface, also, it should allow me to put a fillet between all of these. So let's go ahead and try that. So I'm just going to put a fillet. As you can see, it's recognizing that it is a positional continuum between all the surfaces. So I am able to do that. That's our word. Looks like there's a couple of spans, so I'm just going to see if changing the continuum over here helps that. Not really. Although because it is a flat surface, I don't know why it's oh, there it is. Okay, so that's better, and I'm just going to see if I can make it edge align over here. And that's it. And now I got a Y fillet over here, and that's how you would treat a situation like this and blend it. Now, that's it. However, I don't think, well, this is actually, actually there are a lot of situations where this would come up, but there are other ways to make this a little bit simpler and more predictable. I prefer not to do Y fillets like these because obviously that can cause a little bit of an issue. It's a little bit more difficult to make, and well, obviously the content, well, even the CV structure. Well, actually, this isn't too bad, but sometimes the CV structure can be a little bit pain. So let's go ahead and explore a second build method. So I'm just going to delete the construction history and put this in layer 1, and I'm just going to pop this out. And now I'm going to use a similar patch structure, but it's going to be slightly different because I'm just going to strike a line like this. And well, let's actually use the same rail. So it's going to 1-on-1. But instead of making this a triangle, I'm going to convert it into a square. And here's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to project a curve like this. I'm just going to trim this one. And I'm going to go ahead and trim this one also, so like this. And I'm just going to say trim. And instead of making a triangle, I'm going to make a square from here to here. So square, it's going to 1, 2, 3, and 4. But because this is a theoretical, everything should be positional. Now that's why will it not let me build it? Oh, that's why. Okay, so it looks like there is a bit of a gap. So if that's the case, I am just going to project it over here like that. I'm just going to, well, actually, you know what? Let's just do a freeform blend. So it's going to position on both sides. I'm going to pick this edge, pick this one. It's going to edge align over here, but this one is going to be a default. And of course, I do want a little bit of crown, so proportional, and maybe I'll just give it a 0.01. I think that should be enough. All right, so let's go ahead and fill this in. So it's going to be a square. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. But this time everything is going to be positional, and I'm just going to decrease that. Looks like there is a little bit of gap, but I don't really care for that. So that's what I'm going to do. Free boundary, either or. All right, so if you look at this, because everything is a square and there is a little gap between these two surfaces, this should make things a little bit easier. And I'm going to demonstrate to you right now. So I'm just, first of all, let's go ahead and split this one also. So I'm just going to untrim this piece over here. And I'm just going to project it over here like that. Extend the curve like this, and I'm just going to divide. I'm going to divide these three surfaces. This one, of course, it can be gone. I don't really care about history. And now let's go ahead and put a surface fillet over here. Same thing as before, so it's going to 200. I'm going to put 200 here. Now that's another one. I don't know if this is going to match up. Looks like it's a little bit different, but I think it should run. So I'm just going to use that. Same thing over here. And actually, you know what? That's actually really that's really nice. Now, if you look at this, yes, because the surface structure is different, the highlight is going to flow a little bit differently, but it doesn't change the fact that it's a nice blend between this one and this main surface over here, and it flows nicely. And one advantage of using this technique is that because all the surfaces have actual space between them, putting a fillet is going to be a little bit easier, and it's not going to cause a fillet over fillet situation. So let's go ahead and take a look. So I'm going to put a 20 mil over here like that, and it lines up nicely. Now, same thing over here. In order to put one over here, I'm going to just make sure that it's nicely lined up. So let me just delete the construction history over here. And you know what? I think I'm just going to use a curve. I'm just going to project it like this, and let's just temporarily trim this, keep. And now I can put a surface fillet over here also. And look at how clean that is. So I'm just going to delete the construction history. Now I do want everything to be back to, well, there are multiple pieces, so I'm just going to clean that up. Let's delete the COS over here. And because this is just a straight line, I'm just going to go ahead and strike a line like this. And let's go ahead and project. I'm just going to bring it just a little bit down over here. Is my COS short? Oh, what do you know? It is. Okay, so that's actually a problem. All right, so if that's the case, I'll probably have to just, I think it might have set to default instead of edge align. I'm not sure. But doesn't really change anything. I just have to do this, and look at that. That is really smooth, and I actually prefer the surface structure. It's cleaner, and I feel like it's easier too. Now, it might involve a few more steps maybe, but overall, I feel like it's a lot quicker too, because I don't have to spend time making sure that the surface that is a triangle to make sure that it's working. And if you compare the two, I should actually untrim this one. So let's go ahead and push this one over here up like this. And if I were to, I'm just going to untrim it and clean it up so that surface structure is exactly the same. I'm just going to trim that, and look at that. Now, of course, it is shaped differently because this ends up in a triangle, where this one is, it has a straight line over here. But to be honest, I think this is cleaner, not just surface-wise, but also line too, because it's just a linear line from here and here, instead of creating a triangle like this. Now, of course, it is really up to the designer to say which one is better. But if it's not a huge problem for the design team, I think the bottom execution is a little bit easier and better to do. All right, so that's how you do patch planning and fill it on top of it. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next time. Want to learn Autodesk Alias and digital sculpting? Then become a member at 3ddesignacademy.com, where you'll find hundreds of video tutorials ranging from basics, including curve creations, intermediate level tutorials such as this wheel, all the way to Class A modeling of the entire car exterior. Interested? Visit 3ddesignacademy.com.